Hey guys, what's up? It's Mickey here. Next up, we have the Riddler. Hello! 3D comic. Alright, check out how his hat is glowing, baby. Alright, this is for Batman, and this is the Riddler #1. Villains Week, he's unleashing his revenge and his craziness. Starts out with, of course, some riddles. You know, he is he's giving you riddles, he's throwing clues out there just to kind of set up the story for you. It was a good story to a sense. I think the best thing about this book is its cover. Basically, because the Riddler was the Riddler, of course. It wasn't an origin story so much. It was more like the Riddler, it's Villains Week, no one's around, so he can do whatever he wants, you know what I'm saying? He goes out, he gets revenge, he's set up the Wayne Industries, and, you know, people are protesting, people are making assumptions about the Wayne, and this is what he uses as a cover to attack them, and eventually you see who he gets his revenge on. I mean, read the riddles very carefully, because it gives you a clue on what's going to happen in the end, so that you kind of tell what's going to happen by probably 3 or 4 pages before the end. Then you pretty much know what he's talking about before it actually happens. But the funny part about it is you see the Riddler pining away for Batman. I mean, after everything that he's been through, I mean, after like everybody's gotten rid of Batman, you eventually see that, well, he's kind of lonely. And I mean, being the third book that I've read during Villains Week, and you see every single villain pining away for their nemesis or their opponent, it begs the question: are they really villains without the heroes? Are they just crazy sociopaths without an aim? I was reading Harlequin, one question was asked that, you know, you're like bullets, and bullets that are just being shot through the air are aimless. I mean, pretty much. And I just thought that it's funny that every single villain so far is pining away for their nemesis, their arch enemy, so to speak. I liked it. I would rate it probably a 2.5 out of 5. It's pretty harsh, but I just didn't think it was that good. It was more like, it was like an appetizer. It wasn't even an appetizer. It's as empty as a McDonald's chicken nugget. Ouch. But it's true. It wasn't nothing. It didn't fill you up. It was kind of good because the cover was kind of crispy and nice and tasty. And then you open it up and there was nothing in there. Nothing. So, I'm sorry. 2 out of 5. That's what I have for Villains Week. Alright, peace.
Hey everybody. This time I'm doing Infinity the Hunt #1. First, I gotta say about this comic book, yawn with a big yawn. Oh my gosh. Okay, the only reason why I got this book is because I saw Infinity on the cover, and like I said, I'm trying to read all the tie-ins. I got it. I was like, I read through it, and here's what happens. What's going on is that you have all of these schools getting together. I will say one of the really cool parts about the book is it's called, oh, by the way, all these schools getting together: the Avengers Academy, Future Foundation, Jean Grey School, Braddock Academy, the Wakandia School of Alternative Studies, the Pan-Asia School for the Unusually Gifted, and the Latverian School of Science will be competing for the ultimate title of champion. That's kind of what the book is about, and really it's just kind of a setup. It just sets up the future story of however long this is going to go on for. One of the things I did like was the splash page. You know, you see the academy, the school, and it's, you know, you see how it's laid out. and they open up each of the facilities, gym, and apparently what's going on is that they are going to be, like, I guess, training or participating in these events in different parts of the campus. So that I thought was kind of cool. I like seeing stuff like that. Kind of reminded me of, when I was in school, high school, middle school textbooks, stuff like that. One of the things I did like about the book is that you were introduced, at least I was introduced. I don't know if this is their first appearances or not, but you were actually introduced to a lot of new characters. At least like 12 to 15 new characters that I have never heard of before. For example, somebody called Stryker, somebody called Finesse. You have a character called Gang, one called Pom Pom, one called Shri. You have a character called Genesis. He kind of looks like a young Apocalypse, which I thought was kind of cool. Character called Aisha, Blocks, Bull. I won't name all of them because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but, the artwork also, it wasn't very good. In my opinion, it was actually below average. And I say that because you have, like, Wolverine, and Wolverine doesn't even look like Wolverine. He looks like, I don't know. The artwork, in a way, it kind of reminds me of, if anybody out there kind of remembers Aeon Flux, when it was on MTV way back in the day. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but the artwork wasn't really that great. And I would have to say, in my opinion, it was below average. The story, it was a setup story, but at the same time, I really wasn't that interested. I really didn't care. Thirdly, I really didn't see how any of this tied in, except for maybe the last page or two, but I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to really say what it is. I really didn't care much for this issue, and I'm not going to pick up any more of Infinity the Hunt. I gave it a shot. It was a big fail, in my opinion. I don't recommend that anybody pick it up unless you just really want to. I would have to say, if you are a big Avengers Academy, I think Comic Book Corner 2.0 is, you might like it. I really didn't care for it. Okay? The artwork sucked. The story wasn't that great. The cover artwork, obviously, in my opinion, was the best artwork in the entire book. I would have to say, I wouldn't even give this a 3 out of 5, because a 3 out of 5, in my opinion, is like an average. Oh, God, man. I would have to say I give this like maybe a 2. A 2 out of 5. I don't think I've ever given a comic book that low of a grade. I just didn't care for it. I really did not. I actually wish I would have read and gave a review on something else instead of that. 2 out of 5 for me, you guys. Let me know what you guys think. That's how I feel.
Finally! Battle of the Atom 3! X-Men! What up, people? Okay, my review here is for Battle of the Atom X-Men 3. I've been waiting for this. I got hooked on 1 and I was like, this is bomb tickety. The art on this gets a little more mature because I didn't get it on 1 and 2. 1 was good. I liked the art on 1. I liked the writing. 2, I was like, I don't get it. Why do they look so like cartoonish? Not, it's not cartoonish, but like they look like Archie comics, kind of. You remember those? Yeah, they kind of look like that. I was like, well, what's the deal with that? And, I was talking about it with Edwin, and he stated that maybe it's because they're teenagers. Maybe they should look younger. And it should the art should project a younger feel because they're young ones. They're teenagers. So it was mostly for the X-Men, the youthful X-Men of the present. So that was good. That was understandable. This is great. I don't want to divulge everything in the book because it will be so unfair because it's really good and I really want you guys to get into it too. Here you see that Jean Grey and Scott kind of get into it. They find themselves in a pickle, which actually causes a division between the X-Men of the future, the X-Men of the past, that's the 60s, and then the present X-Men. The X-Men from the future appear, causing Jean Grey to grow suspicious, and then she takes off with Scott. And this causes commotion within the group, and everyone is, basically running amok, and everyone is just trying to find them, and get them back together, to get them to go back to their time, because they're causing problems in the future and the present. Jean Grey wants to stay, so she runs off with Scott. It's really great because Jean has just discovered her telepathic powers, and she's using this the best way she can. And also you can begin to see the budding love between her and Scott. I like it because you get involved with the characters. You are beginning to wonder where the writers have begun to plant seeds of suspicion. So you're beginning to wonder who are you really going to trust? Are you going to trust the X-Men of the future, or are you going to trust the X-Men of the 60s? Maybe Jean has something that is going on. And you get so involved in the character so much that you begin to hate Jean. You don't have sympathy for her. You're not connected. You don't find yourself connected to the other characters so much as Jean. Jean is the center of the story here. You find yourself connected to her. In my part, I hated her. I hated her indecisiveness. I hated her extreme instability and emotion. Look, check here. She's talking to Scott, and she's beginning to wonder what it is. She's willing to take a chance and put the entire group in jeopardy. She pissed me off. She's so stupid. But I mean, it's a great read. The art is more mature, which made me a little more. It comforted me a little bit and made me get a little more used to it. I appreciated that a lot. And the storytelling is amazing. I give this a definite 4 out of 5. I think everyone should read it, get into it, and then get on with the series. All right, this is all I have here on Strictly Comics. It's been fun. It's been great. It's Mickey. Hi.
All right, you guys, that's it for Strictly Comics. Thank you so very much for joining us. It's good to be back doing comic book reviews. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, shout out, share, fave, whatever you're feeling. I don't care. Support the community. Support me if you would. I really do appreciate it. And so does Mickey. As always, keep God first in your life. Enjoy your comic books. And God bless you guys. I'm out of here.